everyone! So today we'll be making low-carb biscuits. To start off with our list of ingredients. Today we'll need some almond flour,
some cheese.
We're
gonna need some sour cream,
some garlic powder,
some butter,
some onion powder, and some salt powder, but today we've got onion and salt powder.
And we're gonna need some rosemary.
And some sour cream. So to start off, let's put all of the dry ingredients into our bowl first. So to start off, let's get the garlic powder. Let's get all of the dry stuff together. So you put all the dry stuff together. Hold on. Let me get the measuring spoons. Oh my goodness. So we need 1/4 of a teaspoon. Where's the 1/4?
It's right here.
Almost. Teaspoon. That's a cup.
Teaspoon.
So we'll need this much of salt and then another 1/2 of a teaspoon of onion powder. So together we could probably do 1/4 of, well, actually 1/2 of this onion salt together. So let's do 2 of these of the onion salt. So Sasha. So this little jar, it doesn't pour, it just sifts. It has holes, so we're gonna take off the top. And we're gonna put a little bit into this 1/4 of a teaspoon. And Sasha, do you wanna do it? We'll do 2 of them. So get 1, put it in. Even, good job. So that's 1.
And now we're gonna put it into the bowl and get another.
One. Yeah.
Make sure that it's even, and then put it into the bowl again.
That's right. Next up, we're gonna do the same with the garlic powder. But with the garlic powder, we need 1/2 of a teaspoon. So can you find the 1/2 of a teaspoon? I'm gonna put this back on.
Here you go.
And I'm gonna open it up for you again. So you're gonna do the 1/2 now. Good job.
Make sure that's even.
Okay. So next up is the almond flour. And the almond flour, we need 1 cup and 1/2 of almond flour. So let's see. So next up, we will do our almond flour. And for almond flour, we need 1 cup and 1/2. So here's 1 cup, right? Here's the almond flour. You put in 1 cup. Need a little bit more. Let's add a little bit more on top. So, like this. So here's 1 cup, right? And then we need another 1/2 cup. Where's our 1/2 cup? So you're gonna put this in and pull out 1/2. Good job. So now pour that into our mixing bowl. Good. So is that all the dry stuff we have today?
I think so.
That's right. So then we're gonna mix it all. So you go ahead and mix all the dry stuff. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna melt our butter. And we need 1/2 a cup of butter.
Should I make sure that all the chunks are good?
Yeah, get all the clumps out.
Make sure that there are no clumps in it. You need to make sure that it's all powdery.
So a slight correction on the recipe. We actually only need about 4 tablespoons of butter, so that's about 1/2 a stick. And then we also need 2 eggs. So once she's done, are you done mixing? Okay, perfect. Then we can get started with the wet ingredients. So let's crack the 2 eggs, and then we can go forward. Can you get a tablespoon or a teaspoon to scoop out the sour cream?
Sure.
And we'll need 1/2 a cup of sour cream. So put that into the 1/2 cup.
About this much?
Well, you gotta fill up this whole cup. So put in until you fill it up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna take 1/2 of this butter and pour it in here. And then now, also, we're gonna preheat our little oven just so it'll be ready for us once we're ready to put in the pan. So we're gonna preheat it to 400. Even 425 maybe. We're using a small little oven today. If you were using a larger oven, you could preheat it up to 450. Let's see. So now, thank you, we're gonna put all of the sour cream into the container. Perfect. Ooh. Let's see how much shredded cheese. We also need about 1/2 a cup of shredded cheese, but our family loves cheese, so we're gonna add a little bit more than that. So let's mix. Let's mix this cheese, and then let's mix some Parmesan also. So here, let's get our whole cup, and I'm gonna pour a little bit of the Parmesan, and then you can pour a lot more of the Mexican. So maybe almost full. Fill it up to almost full, okay? Good job. Keep going. Keep going. Good. So can you? Okay, thank you.
Make sure that you almost fill up the cup all the way.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with too much cheese. Do you want to pour that in?
Sure.
Here, and we'll get these little bits and pieces too. And then the final touch touch. We like to put in a little bit of fresh rosemary in there. It makes the biscuits smell like rosemary and taste like rosemary, and it's delicious. So the way we're gonna get the little leaves off the sprig is by simply pulling it the other way, like that. Do you wanna try it?
Sure. If you want more rosemary, then you want to put your finger up all the way up here and pull it off. So you're going to, and if you want less, then you're just gonna have to do half the stick, and if you still want less, then you're probably gonna do 2/4.
Yeah, it's all for you to decide really how much rosemary you like. Maybe you don't like rosemary, so you won't put any in.
Should I mix it?
Yep, all good for mixing now. One more thing we may want to add is some baking powder. Maybe some pepper too. So let me add some pepper. And then for the baking powder, we need 1/2 teaspoon.
If you want it to be a little bit more spicy, then you want to add a little bit of pepper to it.
And then 1 tablespoon of the baking powder too. So watch out.
Make sure that you mix it thoroughly.
That's right. And since there's so much butter in this mix, there really is no need to spray any butter on the little muffin tin. They won't stick anyways because of the butter content in the mix. Good job.
I think we're good.
Here, let me mix it a little bit because see a little bit of sour cream's left. Just do one final mix.
Make sure that you get everything from the sides.
Yeah, just like this, right? And this is what it should look like. Wait. So then we'll take our 1/4 of a cup measuring cup, and we'll pour enough batter into each measuring cup, and then we'll put it into each muffin tin. So, Sasha, do you want to go ahead?
Sure.
So make it full. Whoa, that's a lot, but let's try it. So pour it in without getting it on top of the tin. Good job. So next. So here, in order to fill it up a little bit more, you can tilt it, or even let's get a teaspoon. So we'll take some more and we'll just fit it in here like that.
You probably want to make sure that you're...
And then sorry, just give me a second. And then later with this full cup, you can just bring it over here and scoop it all out. Just like that. Okay, you go ahead. What did you want to say earlier?
You probably want to make sure that you're making all the cups full so that you'll have
I think that's good because that's overfilling, and
so that you'll have a full cup.
To get the outsides off too.
Yeah, and if you want less, like smaller biscuits, then you're probably gonna make sure that you have half inside.
Yeah, half full. So use your other spoon to scoop it out, but make sure that you scoop it out into this. Yeah, there you go. That's good. So 3 more left. And then we'll bake our biscuits in 2 batches today, just because we want to use the small oven and the 6 muffin cups.
This much?
Mm-hmm. Good job. We got 2 more to go.
If you want to see how much you actually put in, then you want to kind of spread it out with a spoon or with your cup so that you can see how much more you need to add or how much you need to take away, because it's your choice how much you put in.
So we may want to avoid putting too much in though, because because they'll rise. So actually this is a little extra, because if they rise, we don't want them to overfill and go over to the neighboring cups. So about this much is really good, because it still leaves them space to rise and get all big and strong. Okay, just 1 more, please. And thank you. Oh my goodness. And over time, you start eyeballing the measurement. Good job. That should be good.
A little bit more.
Just a little bit.
And just like I said earlier, you might want to spread it out a little bit to see how much you added, just in case you want to add more or less.
That's good. And then let's add just 1 small tablespoon. See how this one's smaller than the rest? We're gonna add in just 1 more spoon and leave it at that. So then we're gonna take this entire tray and we're gonna put it in the oven, and we're gonna let it bake for approximately 10 to 11 minutes, or until the tops of the muffins are gonna be golden brown. Right, so do you wanna put that in? Here, I'll open it for you. So the way you put it in is you hold it over here. Nope, just 1 hand, so you don't get your other hand hot. And then as soon as I open it, you're gonna put it in, push and release, but don't touch the metal, okay? Because the metal's hot. And then when we take it out, we're gonna use little oven mitts to take out the hot tray.
But for that part, you might want adult supervision so that you don't get burnt.
Exactly. And now we're gonna try to see if Google Home will let us set a timer. So can you tell Google to put on a timer for 10 minutes?
Okay, Google, put a timer for 10 minutes.
Sure, 10 minutes, starting now.
And she did it. Sometimes our Google Home doesn't listen to us, so today she was in a good mood, right? We're gonna also save this butter and eat it with our biscuits after. Yum. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. We're gonna take a small pause and we'll come back when we take out the biscuits. Hi everyone. So we're back. Our timer has rang, and now Sasha will take them out of the little oven. And she's gonna place them right over here.
Like I said earlier.
So we're gonna pull it down all the way. She's not gonna touch anything with her left hand. Good job. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There you go. So take it from under. Here, hold on. You gotta grab onto it. Good job. Good job. Transfer it, transfer it, transfer it, transfer it. Good job.
Like I
Set
said
it down.
earlier, you want to have adult supervision for this.
You definitely do. And now, may I please have the oven mitt? Thank you. We are gonna take each muffin out of the little container, because we need to reuse this container. Typically, you would let it sit in there and just cool off, but we need to use it shortly. So I'm just making the little split on the edges. Doesn't it smell nice?
Yeah.
It smells really, really good.
Probably from the rosemary.
Yeah. So we hope you guys like rosemary. Do you want to help with this side?
Sure.
So right on the corner.
Need it?
So then we're gonna take it, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna flip it. And hopefully they will soon come out.
Yep.
Good.
After you take them out of the oven, they should look like this, just like ordinary biscuits.
And golden on the top too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and baked. So with these future ones, we're actually gonna put a little muffin mold in them so they don't stick. They typically don't stick too much, but for these, the bottoms stuck a little bit, so we're gonna take muffin molds like these little silicone molds, and Sasha's gonna place each one into the holes, but make sure not to touch the metal, okay? Just drop it in there. It's one. Yep. Any other color you like?
Maybe blue.
There you go. And then we're gonna take the remaining batter and just spread it into each one, and I think it should only make about 3-4 more. The recipe calls for 9 muffins. We've already made, how many did we make?
I think we've made 6.
Yeah, 6. So if it calls for 9 and we've made 6, how many more can we fit in from this recipe?
Probably 3.
That's right. So we have in there 4, but let's see, we may just need 3. So let's leave in the extra one for now. So now, here, where'd you go? Hold on, let's get a little board. Just put it up closer. So remember not to touch the metal, okay? So can you take the spoon and evenly distribute this mixture into each one of the 3 cups over here? So you put 1 spoon into each one, then another spoon, then etc. That's a big spoon. Good job.
Like
Don't touch the middle.
earlier, you only want to put in as much as you want, but you probably don't want to put in all of it in, like, for it to be full, because that'll probably make it bump into the others when they're in the oven. See, like, I just put in a little bit too much. I took a little bit out and put it into the other.
So hold on. So this one's not full yet, so we're actually not going to use this one, remember? We're only going to put in 3. So scoop out the rest, and then put it some into this one, some into this one. Just spread it out, because this middle one has enough, I think. Yeah, good job. Just scoop it out using your finger. It's okay to touch it. Your hands are clean.
Make sure that your hands are clean before you start cooking.
Good job. Here. Perfect. So now we have 3 more, right, that we need to bake. And this pan's already cooled off just because it's so thin and it's been out. But these molds should hold them pretty nicely, and that way they won't even stick on the bottoms. Okay, so let's put these in. This is completely cold, so you can just put it in. But remember the way we hold it. So we hold it like this, so we can push it forward and not touch our fingers on anything in the oven.
If your
Remember?
parents are
Hold it over
busy,
here.
if your parents are busy or out of the house, you always want to make sure that you're either wearing a glove or you're holding it by the very tip so that you don't get burnt. So you don't want to touch it right here or by the back or with both arms under, because you can get burnt really bad.
So hold on, I wanna make sure that I'm also standing there and just making sure that I supervise. So, okay, perfect. So put it
You
on.
might want to pull the pan out a little bit so that it's easier for you.
And then hold on. So we're gonna take this little spatula and just push it in like that. Right. So now we're gonna set another timer for 10 minutes. Do you wanna ask Google?
Sure. Okay, Google. Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Starting now.
Perfect. And in the meantime, we'll clean up. We're back and we're gonna try one of these biscuits with some butter while it's still warm and gooey. Perfect. So here, let me get some for you. I'll give you the nice top part. Here, do you want to try it?
Sure.
How does it taste?
Delicious.
So delicious. Wow. We'll be back with more. Hi everyone. So we're back and we're gonna take out our remaining 3 muffins. Not muffins, but well, biscuits. So now when we flip it over, they should come right out. And we're done. And then whenever we want to take it out, we can just plop it out, and there it is. We hope that you guys will make the same recipe at home and enjoy it, and tell us how it tastes, what you like, and any other additions that you could have put in.